evening students, I am your science teacher for the day. Let me start with introducing myself to you. My name is Mohuait. I was born and brought up in Burdwan, West Bengal. After graduation, I pursued B.Ed on life science and currently I am pursuing my masters. Education is the sector where I can devote my energy and I love the most. I have been teaching in CBSE schools till date and I have a work experience of 7 years. I love reading books and listening to music in my spare time. Except teaching, my extracurricular activities are singing, drawing and recitation. So, today we are going to learn about two topics of science. One is regarding microorganism and the other is bit different. It is about force and pressure from physics. Let's start with microorganisms. You have been several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see. These are called microorganisms or microbes. For example, you might have observed that during the rainy seasons, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish-white patches. Observe these patches through a magnifying glass. You will see tiny black rounded structure. Do you know what this structure and where do these come from? Some of these, such as fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without the help of microscope. That is why these are called microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into 4 major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and some algae. Friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. Curd contains several microorganisms. Of these, the bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. It multiples in milk and converts it into curd. Bacteria are also involved in the making of cheese, pickles and many other food items. An important ingredient of rava, that is suji, idlis and bhaturas is curd. They are also used in cleaning up the environment. For example, the organic waste, that is vegetable peels, remains of animals and fishes, etc., are broken down into the harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Microorganisms have been used for the production of alcohol since ages. Microorganisms may be single-celled like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or multicellular such as many algae or fungi. They live in all types of environments ranging from ice, cold climate to hot springs and desert to marshlands. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Now, commercial use. Microorganisms are used for the large-scale productions of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, that is vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices, etc. Whenever you fall in ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotics tablets, capsule or injection such as penicillium. The source of these medicines is microorganisms. These medicines kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms. Such medicines are called antibiotics. Some bacteria are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. You often see large amounts of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. You find that they disappear after some time. This is because the microorganism decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Those microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings, plants, and even animals. Such diseases causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, that water we drink, or the food we eat. Microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, or physical contact are called communicable diseases. Examples of such diseases include cholera, common cold, chickenpox, and tuberculosis. Here is some human diseases. Causative microorganisms, mode of transmission. First is tuberculosis. Causative microorganism is bacteria and the transmission mode is air. Next is measles, virus, and the mode of transmission is air. Next is chickenpox. Causative microorganism also virus. Mode of transmission is air or contact. Next is polio. Causative microorganism is also virus. Mode of transmission is air and water. Here is preventive measures. Keep the patient in complete isolation. Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from of the others. Vaccination to be given at suitable age. Next is cholera and typhoid. Causative microorganisms for both are bacteria. Transmission mode is water and food for cholera and typhoid for water. The preventive measure is maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. Consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Vaccination must be needed. Hepatitis B. Causative microorganism is virus. Mode of transmission is water. The preservative measure is drink boiled water and vaccination must be needed. Next is malaria. Causative microorganism is protozoa. Mode of transmission is mosquito. Preventive measure is use mosquito net and repellers, spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquitoes by not allowing water to collect in the surroundings. Next, the best way I will suggest you to remember is study it by making a chart. Several microorganisms not only cause diseases in human and plants but also in other animals. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. Several microorganisms cause diseases in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. Food poisoning could be due to consumption of food spoiled by some microorganism. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances. This makes the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. Salts and edible oils are the common chemical generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservatives. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt and check the growth of bacteria. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria can't live in such an environment. You must have observed your mother boiling milk before it's stored or used. Boiling kills many microorganisms. Hope you have got a little knowledge about microorganisms. Try to make a chart and remember the diseases. Now, the portion of physics. let us know something about pressure and force. At first, we want to know what is force. It is push or pull an object that produces acceleration in the body on which it acts. What is the units of force? SI units of force is Newton. Now the definition of the pressure. What is pressure? Pressure is defined as a measure of the force applied over a unit area. Pressure is often expressed in units of pascals. That's written by capital P and small a. You can note down the definition if you need. Wherever a force is applied on a body, it generally acts on a certain area of the body. To measure the effort of force, we need to take into account both the magnitude of the force and the area on which the force is applied. In simple words, larger the area on which the force is applied, less the pressure on it. We numerically express how the pressure is. If force F normally acts on area A, the pressure P is given by P is equal to force by A. That is, pressure is equal to force by area. When the same force is acting vertically or normally on a surface, it's called thrust. Unit of pressure: Newton per meter square, or simply Pascal. From relation with thrust, we can see that number 1, P, pressure is directly proportional to thrust applied. That is, an increase in thrust causes an increase in pressure. Second is, pressure is inversely proportional to area. That is, an increase in area decreases the pressure. For example, do you see camels? Animals like camels can walk easily on sand as compared to horses, since they have broad feet. The broad feet exerts less pressure on the sandy ground. The example: a solid weight is 80 Newton when placed on a surface. The area contact is found to be 1.6 meter square. Found the pressure exerted on that surface. Force, that is weight, is equal to 80 Newton. Area is equal to 1.6 meter square. P, pressure, is equal to 80 Newton by 1.6 meter square, which stands for 50 Newton per meter square. That is 50 Pascal. We know that solids have a fixed shape and definite shape, but liquids don't. A liquid exert pressure on the base of the container as well as walls of the container. Liquid pressure is measured using manometer. Here is some characteristics of liquid pressure. First one is, liquid pressure increases with depth. Second one is, remains same in all directions at a given depth. Third one is, depends upon density of liquid. Number 4 is, exert pressure on a size of the container. Hope you have got little knowledge regarding pressure. Until we meet the next session. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.